I know it's hard, and the kids are calling from morning to evening for you. As a mother, your work is never ending. I want you to know that I see you, 'cause you are the heart of this family. You are the stones that build our home, and I don't know how I can thank you. I just want you to know that you're not alone. Thank you for the nights, holding our children, and everything that you do when no one is home. Thank you for the life and the most beautiful thing I've ever known. You are brave, you are strong, you are love, you are enough. So no,
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Real Uncommon Podcast. This is our 108th live stream. It's Aloha Friday, everybody. No work till Monday, as we like to say. Give me just a minute. My phone has the volume on, but let's get D into the studio right now. What is up, D?
What's up? Happy Aloha Friday, everybody. Happy Aloha Friday, Hinano. It's good to be here. We're a little bit early today.
We are.
But that's because we have a special guest today joining us. Some of you probably have not seen her in the scenes yet, but some of you may have. But yeah, let's bring her in. Let's welcome her in to Aloha Friday.
All right, let's go.
time to kick back and relax as we welcome the weekend. No need to ask. With D and I know it's always a blast. Get ready for fun. It's Aloha Friday at last. Aloha Friday, oh what a day. We're here to chill, let the good songs play.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hello.
Hello, or should I say aloha, everyone?
Aloha.
Aloha.
You're right.
Welcome to the program. Good to see you, Pinkyhoot.
Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for having me here and hear me talk.
Yes. Thank you for your time. We want to start off with saying Happy Aloha Friday, and we do a cheers to everyone.
If you don't have anything, you can just kind of like knuckle the camera if you want, but there you go. Happy Aloha Friday, everyone. As we say in Hawaii, Okole Maluna. That means bottoms up.
There you go. Learned something new today.
I should have something stronger.
There's still time.
Well, how are you today, Pinky?
I am good. It's Friday. This is the kind of last thing I'm doing before I kind of hang up my hat for the weekend, you know.
Nice.
Did you have a good weekend, or not even a weekend? Did you have a good holiday yesterday?
Yeah, we did. We did a lot of, typical 4th of July thing. There was like I live in Utah, so can get right into it. I live in Utah, so like fireworks is huge here. So the fireworks are going on until like 11 p.m. our neighborhood.
Oh wow.
It's crazy, but it's also very exciting.
Yeah.
We live in Hawaii, and so Dee and I live in a reservation with Hawaiians and Filipinos and kind of like all walks of life. So not only are they crazy here, it was a war zone, I think, until 2 a.m. because you're supposed to stop at midnight, but I think the cops went to sleep early. So yeah, we feel
Well,
you.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
But,
surprised.
I it was great. I hope you guys had an awesome 4th of July as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it
it was. Go
pretty
ahead.
Sorry, Hirado.
It's just our spiel. We usually cut each other off. Go ahead, Dee.
No, yeah, it was nice. We didn't have to pay for the fireworks. The illegals were just like, you look at outside our window and it's just like shoo 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 just
20
going
feet
off.
away.
Yeah. So it was good. We just hung out around the house and just pretty much relaxed and just enjoyed other people popping fireworks and stuff. So yeah, that's always good. Like for us, it's like really really big with the fireworks show, like on New Year's Eve. That's like when everybody goes crazy, and that's like
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and illegals are supposed to be illegal. It's not really apparent though on New Year's or July or 4th of July, to be very honest. But I think that's everywhere in the world if you really look at it, though.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say, I'm sure there's regulations, but I don't know how close people are looking at it for that day.
yeah, I guess it's all
Yeah,
about the enforcement, right? So,
Yes.
but
yeah.
Pinky Hoot, so how should we address you, and our audience should address you? Should we address you as Pinky Hoot, Pinky, or your name, Lissy?
Yeah. So I guess my real name is Lisi, and I got my art brand name is PinkyhootArt. But and I because I have pink hair just all throughout my life, people just have somehow end up calling me Pinky. So and people do that on social like naturally, and I have people do that in real life. So that's what I'm going with. So you can call me Pinky or Lisi.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the Pinkyhoot. I was checking
Oh,
out
that's awesome.
your many different, because you've got like a ton of socials out there. I'm like, how does she do all that? But I was looking at Pinkyhoot with the owl. Does that signify something for you?
Yeah, so the whole reason I came up with the stories kind of I guess is synchronizing with my artist journey, right? So I'll probably I'll get into the story a little bit. But the Pinky Hoot Owl is something I recently created. I don't know if you can see it somewhere, but I have my PFP and then I have my owl.
This owl right here.
No, it might be in the favcons, probably too small to look at. Um,
Is in the collect
oh,
section.
if you go to my Etsy shop, exactly. If
Oh,
you
your
go
X
to my
account right here. Okay. Did I go to the right place?
no, go to my my collect page.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
And then go to collect my art at the
Collect
bottom.
my
There
art.
you go.
Got you.
It takes you everyone to my current Etsy shop right now. I have plans to there, so that's there you go.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So that's my brand mark, I guess, and then the PFP is the personification of me for the brand.
Nice.
Cool.
Yes. So yeah. So I've that's how far. And I'll go just slightly back to tell a story of the owl, and then maybe we can go further back if you want, or just go
Yeah.
fast
Yes.
forward. Either way, right? So before the pandemic, during the pandemic, I was a shoe designer, a sneaker designer for over 10 years. So that's my last life. I'm actually going to hold a sneaker explanations Twitter spaces for the artifact community coming up in August. But I used to be a sneaker designer for a long time. And then during the pandemic, everybody had a life crisis, realization of who they really want to be, so to speak. And I'm just part of the statistics. I was a sneaker designer I think it was my dream job. I love what I did. But, I think with every corporate job, it was, for a big sneaker company. So it's still a job for a company. And I think with all corporate jobs, and I think you have heard the story from many people that after a while, even though it's something you love to do, inevitably the politics, the layering, the ladder climbing, gets to you, especially for a creative person, right? So during the pandemic, I was home just like everyone else. I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing, believe it or not. And in Animal Crossing, there is an owl, I'm sure if anybody who have played it, they know. And as I was playing the Animal Crossing, I just like this name, Pinkyhoot, just came to me, right? Because I was thinking about my art and what I should be doing, and I was playing Animal Crossing, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call my art thing Pinkyhoot, and I went back to change all my social handles and whatnot. The meaning is, I have pink hair, and I'm a hoot, and I love what the owl signifies. During that time, it signifies the rebirth, wisdom, and just a new era to be ushered in, so to speak, right? So I kind of grabbed to the name, and fast forward until now, I kind of grew into that persona, right? And I think as I'm on this journey further along, it's also strange things happen, right? You start to realize that, oh wow, like there were so many parts of me that was just not good enough to do what I'm trying to do now. And I think every entrepreneur, every artist out there, when they're stepping on this journey of becoming, you inevitably discover these things, and it's kind of like up to you to either jump head in, jump your feet in, just go with it, or you stop and then run away from it, right? There's like two choices in front of you. So I decided to jump right in, and yeah, I think few years now, I feel like I'm becoming a more comfortable person, and as an artist in general. So I had to thank Animal Crossing for bringing this out of me, and for kind of showing me the sign of becoming what I am today.
Yeah, that's
I bet
awesome.
you didn't expect that. I'm sure you didn't expect that, right? So that's how the name came in, and that's when also the time, like 2002, 2020 is kind of when I discovered the NFT world and the Web3 world. Is when you wake up at 2 a.m. for no reason to mint something because you just have to. And I'm sure we've had experience of that, right? So I really, as I got deeper into Web3, I really felt like this might be the opportunity for me. Like I believe that in every person's life, there's like that one big opportunity, that one thing that slaps you in the face. You either like, oh, like I need to do this, or oh no, this is not for me, right? And I felt like Web3 was that for me. And I wasn't happy in my job. I felt like my creative muscle has stretched to a limit at that job, but I also felt like I have so much more to give. And it was like, it's too early for me to give up just now. So I saw Web3, I felt like that was such a sign, right? So I kind of quit my job as a creative director at a really big footwear company. And my husband and I used to live in LA. So my husband and I moved to Utah, where I didn't have to have a job, and we can still kind of keep the same lifestyle. So that was like the big decision that we made, kind of because of Web3, but not only because of Web3, if you will. And I'm so happy with that decision I made. Am I making the kind of money that I used to make? Absolutely not. Do I feel like I am so much happier and so much more true to myself? Absolutely. So, kind of got to ask yourself, and everybody here, like what sometimes, life gives you these choices, and like you choose to be rich or choose to be happy. And sometimes that's not one another.
Yeah.
If they are, then that's kind of the goal. Like that's our goal here, right? To reach to that point where those two things intersect.
That is an awesome story. No, that is such a really good story. And I'm gonna let Dee go first because I'm very Portuguese, and I can relate to you in terms of the pandemic and finding yourself and trying something new and getting out of your shell. And I know my wife can relate to you as well, so I'll let her go first.
Yeah, what he's talking about is I normally don't do this kind of stuff. Well, I never did before, like showing my face for the whole world to see. And like public speaking was not my forte at all. Um, but your story is very inspirational. To make such a big drastic move, like from one side of the US, well, to the middle, wherever. Utah's in the middle, right?
The
um
mountain.
but yeah, but like to a whole different state, that you've probably never been to.
That's right.
um
Yeah.
and just like kind of starting over. And yeah, that's like very motivational for other people and myself to like step out of your comfort zone, because you'll never know how much um, you can achieve, right? Or how much you can grow until
Yeah.
you make that first step. And um, I was reading your blog, some of the articles in your blog, and there was one that was relating to that. Like you gotta try one, at least like something a day, and that's like an accomplishment right there. You're just trying something for like 30 minutes, an hour of your day, and that's some progress. Whether you finish it or not, at least you made some progress in your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's like you've heard that, the 10,000 hours, like not the, 10,000 fan, but the 10,000 hours. If they say that if for anybody, if they practice one thing or one type of thing for 10,000 hours, they will become an expert. And I've broken down 10,000 hours, and that equates to like working on it 40 hours a week for like 10 years or something like that, right? And then, and when you're younger, you're like 10 years, that's like impossible. I'm never gonna do it. But then fast forward, you're like, oh wow, that kind of went by. And I was a shoe designer for 10 years. Like that flashed by me, right? So, but once those little things you do, you are like 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there, it accumulates to that 10,000 hour in the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we'll all be amazed, like if we did something a little bit every single day, how much you can accomplish after just a single year, really.
Yeah, true facts.
Yeah,
And
facts.
you were gonna say something before I went in.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to relate with you on the pandemic and kind of finding yourself. So when it happened for us, so both Dee and I are in communications, and actually Dee's my boss. So she's operations manager for the company that we're partnered in. So she literally runs my life, inside and out of work. So, but when we had the pandemic, it was just full stop. And now we live on an island, and so just imagine an island with no tourists, no nothing, small business shutting down like crazy. And we're a small business, so at the time we were kind of like stuck on unemployment. We couldn't really do much. I was still working because I was, what do they called those type of workers? They were essential workers.
Essential
So
workers, yeah.
yeah, it was essential for the communication infrastructure to keep functioning on an island. But it was kind of depressing because, when I went to work, nobody's working, nothing's happening. So you get home and there's all that uncertainty. So I turned to the internet. And so we got lucky in the stock market. Let's just say I sold at the right time and I bought in at the right time, which helped us where we are now, helped us better ourselves financially. I mean, we're not rich, and I like what you said. You would you rather be rich or would rather you be fulfilled and happy in a
Yeah,
sense, right?
yeah,
And I
Mhm.
prefer that. And so we started getting into Web3 as well around 2020. It was my chiropractor who got us into this. And it's just mainly because he was like, oh, you could make a lot of money trading monkeys. And yeah, you're right. We'd get up at like maybe 2, 3 in the morning and mint like a crab or something, right? Like or something funky like that. And it was fun, but that got us into Vivi. And I know you know what Vivi is, and we'll kind of tell the audience how we met you was through Vivi. But that's how I met this community, and that's how we ended up doing this podcast. Now, for me, I was never ever nervous in front of people, but my wife was. And I don't like talking in front of like a camera like this, but I can sell you something, right? I'm in communications. I can sell you a phone system. That wasn't an issue right there. But doing this kind of stuff, reaching out to people, doing a talk show on the internet, and then hoping people watch you was hard. It was really hard. This is our second year doing this. I still feel like we're amateur hour, and that's cool. We have an audience down below that likes to watch us, apparently. We appreciate them. But like, it was tough to do this. And it was like, there were times where we're like, oh, we got like maybe 3 likes or maybe like 30 views. Why should we even keep doing this? Like, but it was fun. We got to interact with people. We kind of found our stride. We like talking with people, and we like to support people in the projects that they're doing, because if we support people in Web3, then we help further this space. And if we're doing our part to pioneer this space for everyone else in the future, then not only are we trying to set ourselves up opportunity-wise, but we're also gaining knowledge. We're networking with people that we've never thought we'd network before. We're networking with projects, with CEOs that I wouldn't think would talk to us a year ago. But we're doing all these things, and it's very fulfilling. We're happy to do this. This is like our second life, not to mention, like I said, we're in communications. And I really feel like this is something that we can further ourselves in the future, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's like you have found the egg that you want to put your found the basket that you want to put your eggs in slowly.
That's
right?
it.
And you're not putting your eggs into other people's basket. That's the best analogy I can think of right now. I'm usually pretty good with analogies. But yeah, absolutely. I also host a bi-weekly Twitter Spaces, and then I post-produce them to release them as podcasts, because I feel like, I did the Twitter Space for a year. Then I was listening back to some of the recordings. I was like, this is so good. Like, people should hear it, not just because like I'm talking, but because like the information that the artists share on my podcast are just so awesome. And I wish everybody can hear it, because I myself learned so much from it. And I swear, sometimes I'll have a terrible day. Just like you said, there are times you're like, why am I doing this? Like how many people are actually seeing my posts? Like, 190, that's about it. Like,
I see it.
Right? Like, why am I doing this? And then I'll have a Twitter Spaces with an artist, and I just get so inspired, just like that simple connection of that one conversation. Like, that was like, okay, like, this is why I'm doing this. There is so much more I could do, should do. This is not the time to think, why am I doing this? Because honestly, if you start thinking that, kind of going down that path, like, nobody needs to do anything really, right? Like, in our lives, as long as we have a place to live, as long as you have food on the table. I mean, get those two things covered at the base.
Yes.
Like, don't think about anything else if you don't have those covered. But if you do have those covered, like, we don't really need to do anything else in this world, right? But we choose to do them because it does something for us internally. It gives us some sort of satisfaction or meaning and purpose to life that it cannot be overlooked, really. So, every time I have a bad day, I do this, I keep going. And this is my second year as well. I only do them bi-weekly, so I probably don't have as nearly as much content as you guys do. But the whole talking to people, being in front of camera, just being comfortable has been life-changing. And you hear so much now that, content is everything. The creator economy has blown up because, like, literally everything we just talked about, people are no longer satisfied with just a desk job or having a boss telling you when you can leave work, when you cannot leave work. So, like, I think all that's driving people to become a content creator or kind of take advantage of the creative economy. So, all great soft skills, we call them in corporate world, to learn, to put in your repertoire so you can use them one day, like right now. and by the way, I still get the jitters every time I start a show. I'm not even on my spaces. I'm not even on camera. I'm just like in my sweats, like ugly hair, ugly face, and I still get the jitters,
We know exactly what you mean. At least for that first 5 minutes, you're like, oh crap. And anything could go wrong within that first 5 minutes, but everything seems to be gelling well right now. We have one of your Twitter Spaces up right now. Can you let us, our audience, know what you have here and promote it?
Yeah, so next Tuesday, I usually have them on Tuesdays, but I'm trying to, usually it's at 9 a.m. Pacific time, but sometimes depending on the artist's, location, it's not fair to make them stay up at 2 a.m. to do this. So sometimes I change time depending on where they are, and I do talk to them from all over the world. definitely added to my cultural knowledge of the world, right? But next Tuesday at our regular time, 9 a.m., I am talking to Soul Curry Art. She is a very successful artist. Her Etsy shop has thousands of sales. And I
Wow.
asked all the artists, like, if you're artist, if you want to make money from your art and have a business, come with a notebook because I'm going to ask her how she did it because I'm trying to do it myself.
Yeah.
And then, like for selfish reasons, that's also why I'm talking to a lot of these artists. I find the really good ones that I want to learn from, trying to get behind the scenes, kind of see what kind of secret they can spill to me. And
What makes them
I
tick?
Yeah.
yeah, and then I talked to them, asked them about it. So also great learning experience for myself and hopefully for our audience.
Yeah, that's good. You're doing your own research and finding out, what feedback and advice you get from other people and trying it on
Yeah,
your own and seeing if that works for you. And if not, you can modify it to fit how it would work for yourself.
yes,
Um,
yes. And I also want to kind of mention, like, as I'm talking about all this, I might sound like I know what I'm doing. I might sound like I know I've got it going on. I think I'm just like every artist out there. Like, I do what I can, and there's probably tons I'm not doing and should be better at it. And I also want to share that my husband and I, we do own a a marketing agency. So I am getting like a crash course on branding and marketing and all that
nice.
right now because I realized that, as an artist, in the end, you're selling art and art is a product, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially with the economic situation right now, like art is literally the last thing people need in their lives right now. So there's just a lot of awareness and making connections that you have to do to sell the product, just like anything else. So marketing and branding is important. It's
Yeah.
also bane of
Yeah.
existence for every artist out there.
And
Yeah.
the networking aspect too. I mean, like what I love about Twitter or crypto Twitter or whatever you want to call it is
No,
there are
yes.
there's so much people, you know what I mean? There's artists like you. We have artists in this chat right now watching you. I see Shawnee Poo right here. He's an artist right here. He does more of like that kid-like style. He's also a book writer. There were some artists at the very top. There's artist collectors in this chat right now listening to you and just kind of absorbing what you have to say. And so that's the one thing I love about this is the networking aspect is just phenomenal. And there's opportunities in that, and there's also opportunities to help other people in the networking aspect as well, because I'm under the mindset of a rising tide lifts all ships. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
I help you and you help the next person and we help each other, we go back to the whole Web3 thing and we progress the space and we all move up with it. What do you think about that, D?
absolutely.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of touch when you're mentioning, no, you're not. I feel like artists. Sorry, like a fly in here. Sorry.
No
Um,
way.
I feel
She's
like
got that gnat that bothers her. There's a
I
gnat in
know
this
it's been
house
after me
that
since
only goes after
yesterday.
her.
It's hot,
Anyway,
so the windows are open. But anyway, um, yeah, I feel like a lot of artists, or at least the ones that I've interacted with in this internet space that we're in, they're very humble. They don't give themselves like enough credit for the things that they do, their creativity. And so I guess I'm kind of like branching off to my question is um what or who inspired you to start doing and making and creating art? Like, was that something you've always done when you were little? Like, what kind of art do you make? Yeah, and like, what was your inspiration for that?
Yeah, so I feel like I've always drew and painted. I was a art major in college, university. I was, double major art. I graduated cum laude. It was art history and studio art, and my concentration was sculpture and oil painting, right? And then
Mm.
after graduating, I kind of got the cold feet, so to speak. And then, being an Asian, coming from an Asian background, you just felt like thinking about you're going to becoming an artist and make money just wasn't something I even dared to think about. So after college, I kind of got into like a consulting job. I worked for Deloitte for 5 years. Deloitte Consulting, if anybody knows that world. And then realized that I was just killing my soul doing it, right? It's just on me, and I just can't do it. So that's kind of when I realized that I need to kind of take this art innate feeling more seriously and need to look into that more. But instead of going back to art, I kind of jumped into shoe design and fashion design, because that's like, at the time, to me, it was like, that's kind of a step in between, because, you know, it's kind of a applied art design. You can make money from it. And I was able to end up making really good money from it. But in the end, you know, you're still working for a brand. You're still like, it's like the 80% you're doing is like the very dumb mass production, like what grandma in Ohio, I don't want to offend anybody, but Midwest, I'm just kidding, will want to wear. So like creatively, that wasn't enough. And I think along the way, as I was working on shoe design, I was doing a lot of collaborations from a lot of brands. And one of them was actually Tokidoki. Tokidoki, for those of you know, is I guess a lifestyle brand. It's kind of similar to Hello Kitty, with like really cute, really like kawaii kind of style. But then the creator of it was actually an artist, Simone Legno. I hope I said that right. And I was just so inspired by his story. Like, he was creating these characters in his art, and then someone saw it and saw a commercial opportunity with it, and then now you know, it's a household name. So that was the first inspiration. And then the second was really finding out about James Jean, who is a amazing Taiwanese American artist. He does these like surreal, dreamlike, colorful acrylic paintings. And A, I love his art, and then B, I was like, oh wow, like, you know, being an Asian and being an artist, you can be successful and you can make a lot of money. Like, it's kind of in the individual's desire and wish to pursue that. So I shouldn't let all that preconceived notion and you know, early conditioned thoughts guide me for the rest of my life, kind of, right? So those two things that kind of happened along the way, like, truly kind of kicked my creative ego, so to speak. My ego is very little. And I don't want to have a big ego. And I think all artists need to be more confident with themselves, but I also know that it's a torture experience, right? Like, I've never met any artist who's like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly fine with what I'm doing in my life. Everything's great. There's always some like struggle. And I think that's what makes the art good. That's what makes them artists, right? So you never want to wish that goes away, really. So just learn how to manage it, control it is kind of the journey. So yeah. I hope I answer your question. Those two things kind of guide me to here, and then, you know, pandemic kind of put it in the fast drive, put it in the drive gear.
No, that makes sense.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Real quick, so I invited Guri, who is a art collector. He's a digital art collector. And so I thought it would be awesome to have him up here, because he loves art a lot in this space, and it'd be good to have this interaction. So, Guri, why don't you introduce yourself to Pinkyhoot?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Lacey. My name's Guri. Hi.
Guri.
My journey with art started when I was a kid, and in India, there's a intermediate and an advanced, or maybe it's a beginner and intermediate, a government exam in 6 disciplines of art. Watercoloring is one, geometric drawing is the other one, lifestyle is the other one, life drawing is the other one, life drawing. So there's 6 different categories, and I have been in love with art ever since. I feel I have more art that's rolled up and in different parts of the house, and they need to go in nice frames, and I'm picky about frames, and they have to match the other frames, and it's so much of heartache. My ideal collecting style is if I go to a art market, or a
It could
Christmas.
be.
Yeah, Christmas market. Yeah, actually, a farmers market have some artists.
Yeah.
I like going to like Christmas markets in Europe. Sometimes I find some art that really resonates with me, and I'll just pay and I'll just they'll pack it nicely and I'll carry it back home. So something that has a nice frame that matches the art, that's perfect. I feel. Um, I came to know about you, Lizzie, from the host a day ago, and so I'm like, let me go and check what you do. And the store. So you have this. I feel like I'm drawn to this mystical woman that has like different gowns. That's really something that was like calling me out. And then you have the rabbit collection, the cute rabbits. So um, I feel that I have a lot of animals already on the walls. But tell me a little bit. Although I've seen a couple of your videos, you don't prefer to do sketch and then go to watercolor painting. Uh,
Well,
do you prefer sketch or not? And if not, do you somehow visualize this before you even put any color to paper?
what do you mean?
So if you let
so
me
yeah,
clarify. So if you have like a clean slate or clean
yeah,
piece of paper,
yeah,
one way is to sketch it out with pencil, which I've seen you do in a couple of your
yeah,
videos, and then
yeah,
you start with your watercolor painting
yeah,
process. And then I feel that's a multi-day process because you have to put the base layer, wait, let it
yeah.
dry,
Okay.
come back to it.
I understand your question now. Yes. So I like I'm really happy to hear that you like the women series because I the bunnies from my earlier work, the women, I'm kind of like growing into this like surreal kind of look with a woman. Maybe sometimes I'm working on like more than one person and in some surreal setting. And recently I'm finding that I want to, as I go on the art journey more, as I'm doing more art, thinking about my art, thinking about who I am as an artist, I'm starting to just naturally, I guess, gravitating or going towards the idea of bonds, the relationship we have in life, and the bonds, how when you have a good bond with a good person, how that could change your life for the better, and the opposite, it could also be true, right? And I think could be a direct result of me being in Web3 because I've had both kind of relationships, and I realized the good ones are making so much difference in my life, pushing me forward, right? So that's the topic, like the subject I'm currently exploring. And right now I'm working on like a collaboration and a collection right now. They're separate. I have not share anything about my collaboration because I want to be a big surprise. But the video you just saw is the current collection I'm working on. And to answer, now finally arrived to your question. I have a sketchbook of really ugly drawings. I should have got them here. They're just like pencil drawings of just really ugly things, right? And then when I have an idea that I want to explore more, before AI was a thing, right? I will sketch them out in my sketchbook first, and then I will sketch them in digital format again, just to clean it up because it's just easier to do it in digital. I don't erase. I can just do Control Z, and then I'll take the small version and put it on the big paper, and then that's when the true magic happens, right? I love watercolors. I love the layering of it. I'm also like was traditionally trained in oil painting, so I also find myself like just I love layering washes on top of washes, even though that might be against some watercolor principle, right? But I feel like if I like the artwork in the end, then it's fine. And so I add a lot of colors on top, and then towards once the watercolor's down in the end, I'll go in with some wash, some more opaque color to do the highlights, like bring the highlights up and push the shadows away, etc., etc. And this one, I'm not really doing any special effects on top, but sometimes I also go over with like shimmer paint or other, like sometimes I use makeup because I love makeup. Sometimes I do that just to give it another another layer, I guess, because sometimes these things only show up in photos, but I love it when my collector buys it and then they're like, oh, wow, I didn't see all this like in the photo. Like that's kind of the feeling I want the collector to have. There's always more to discover, always more to the art and to the artist for that matter.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you.
You're a great artist. And I know this is like sped up, so I can only imagine how long it actually takes to from start to finish.
Yeah, if I work on it nonstop, no eating, no checking email, Twitter X, then I can probably do it in 3 days. I know that a lot of watercolor artists will use blow dry to speed up the drying process, but I don't really like to do that because I want myself. That's the magical thing about watercolor. When it's still wet, when you're done, it's not really how it's going to look after it dries, right? And there's like the magic in the unpredictability of it. And to me, it's like sometimes kind of how life is, right? You just never know if this thing is good or bad until way later. So I kind of allow the time to do its thing, let it dry, and then they'll come back the next day and then, add and work on it some more. So yeah, if I don't do anything, 3 days is probably enough. But because there's life and whatnot, it's probably like a week and a half, 10 days.
Wow, that's amazing. It's I was like I said, when I was reading some of your blogs, I came across this one. If you can share it,
Yeah.
let me just. Oh, where did it go?
Yeah.
Did I get it?
Can you share it, Hinano?
Oh, that's my oil painting.
Yeah, so I came across this, and this is like, I think my favorite piece. It's
Thank
so
you.
beautiful, and because I love flowers, and just like the whole nature thing, and I'm like, wow, this is. Can I blow it up some more?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
There's a little woman in this blue dress, hiding behind the flowers.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hiding behind the flower, and then the whole scene is very like moody and dark. But the meaning of the piece is like I was trying to capture the feeling of, the saying at the end of the tunnel, you can see the light. That capture the feeling like when it's dark, when it's gloomy, it's raining. But then when the sun breaks, when the cloud breaks, when the light comes through, that first light that comes through, like everyone gets so happy knowing that
wow,
the sun is about to break.
I got goosebumps.
Ooh, yeah, that's the
stuff.
one that caught my eye when I was going through your stuff. I was like, wow, this is beautiful.
Thank you. So yeah, this is an oil painting. It's I think it's like 4 by 5 feet.
Yeah, you had it hanging. Is it like in someone's living room or?
It's in someone's living room. Yes, it's at someone's home. It found a home. I was really happy about.
Here it is, right here. Look how it just matches the whole area.
Yeah, this is I put a chair to see another view. Like if you have this is another tip for artists, I guess. If any artists out there, like you kind of want the buyer, the collector, able to envision how your art's going to look in their space, because not your color, not all your stuff is going to match what they have, and sometimes that might be a difference between someone buying and not buying, right? So I was trying to like help people envision if you had a greenish kind of space, if you had a green walls, and this will look great with a purple, pink, and yellow coming out.
Is that Sanjay's living room?
I know, right?
I'm joking.
That would be cool though. But yeah, it's just amazing. All your stuff is amazing. Sorry, loud car.
I have a question regarding the paper that you use for some of the art, not the oil painting, of course. Are you a paper connoisseur? Do you go around collecting different papers? Do you have your favorites? Anything that you can share about?
I wish I was a connoisseur. I feel like I'm just a non-discriminative collector. Yes, I have papers, pads and stacks of paper that's just empty. Why I have not used it? I have like whole shelf of sketchbooks down. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna fill all of them, and someone give me an idea. If you can't, just pass it on to your daughter, right? I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm gonna keep on buying more then. Then I thought there's a point for them. But yes, I have them whenever I see something that I think I'll use in the future, I'll buy them. But my favorite paper is like, it's like an Italian brand. It's an Italian brand paper, and I forgot their name, but but it's not, it's the full sheets. I like to buy the big full sheets ones, and if I'm working with smaller scale, then I cut them up. I don't like the small pass because even though they're both like 300 gram, they're just never like thick enough. And I discovered that the paper makes a whole world of difference in the watercolor wrinkling, which is a common problem that watercolor artists struggle with. And I find out it's actually just the paper you're using. And yes, the Italian paper costs like 4 times more. But I feel like if a collector is paying money for this, then they should get the best paper at the very least.
Wow.
I'm so glad you pulled up this page, because was my experimentation with AI. I worked with AI maybe for the last 10 months. Also a little story, right? I was working my watercolor, minding my own business, and then all of a sudden AI comes into place, slaps in the face, and I'll go, oh, okay, AI's here. I guess I need to look into it, because everybody, all my artist friends, everybody's talking about it. So I looked into it. I used my own artwork to get the prompts, and then I was prompt engineering, playing with it to kind of get. I was trying to get my goal was trying to get it as close to my real artwork as possible, but it's just never quite there, right? I talked about in my recent spaces. So about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I don't know why, but suddenly I just got so sick of AI. Suddenly it was like, I do not want to sit in front of a computer and pick bad AI images anymore. I had to pick through hundreds to get a good one. I just got so sick of it suddenly, right? So maybe in the past 3 or 4 months, I was like, you know what? I had this realization that even though AI is helping me, even though it's getting my concept out into a visual end product, and I like the end product, of course, I'm sharing it with everyone, right? But I feel like I think artists grow from the in-between, right? You have an idea and then you struggle till the end point. And through that struggle, you just learn so many more techniques and different ways of solving the thing you can do with your hands. And that's how you get better. So as I was working with the AI, I realized like, I'm not getting any better as an artist. Like, yeah, even though I like my end result, I can, post them, I can sell them, I can mint them, but I'm not getting any better as an artist. So yeah, so there's something missing for me. So maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I kind of went back to my hands-on paper. However, this time around, I am incorporating some AI references, meaning like I might ask AI to give me like a color map of where the contrasting color should or shouldn't. And I also now that I've gone through the AI training and going back to my old artwork, I realized like when I'm painting watercolor, because the layering of it, I wasn't giving enough light, the source light, the side light, the highlight, whatever, to my artwork. So now I am asking the help of Midjourney to kind of map out some of the light references for me, which has helped so much. So I am using AI's help, and I think it's made me a much, much better artist in the end. But I'm still practicing my art, so to speak, because I feel like I need to do that just for my own growth and gratification. And I don't think, and the funny thing is like, I don't think I ever want to paint like AI. Like even if I paint that image right now exactly is what in front of me, like the thing I end up doing is never gonna look like AI because of the unpredictability of the water paint, the medium itself, but also how I layer it as a process. I'm going through it. I might change things, I might add things. So in the end, it's different, and I can proudly say it's my own in the end, right?
Yeah.
And then this is like you guys are hearing about this first because I've been thinking about this first for a while, but I'm thinking about taking my end watercolor painting and then bring it back in the digital realm. and use special effects or use some sort of time dilation or something, and then give give motion to a flat 2D art.
Animated,
That
kind of.
I'm sorry.
Like have it animated, kind of.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to animate it. If it's gonna be like animation style with the art, or if it's gonna be more like a lo-fi mood, or is it like traveling through space and have everything morph and like still in the end? I'm not sure yet. I'm just brainstorming with you guys right
That's
now.
so cool.
Yeah, no, I love that.
But I feel like I want to do that in the end because I am in the digital space. I am an NFT artist, and I am also creating content. So all that kind of, I feel like to me brings it full circle. You start with digital, maybe you in the middle part is the struggle, the working part, and in the end you kind of bring it back to digital. But the digital part of it, like nobody will be able to copy, if you will.
Well, all I can say, it's amazing. And all your art is amazing. I love all the colors and all the work, all the time that you put into it. You can just see, it's just, all I can say is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's kind of I want the viewers, when they see them, whether they like it or not, their first reaction should be, wow, it's beautiful, right? Like I'm a very girly girl. I love what everything women represents, right? So in my art, I'm Chinese, so like in Chinese, there's this description of women. It's called ro. It's like women, and I loved it because ro is like something that's like silk, right? It's soft, it's malleable, yet it's so strong, and it's a hard to break and hard to tear kind of thing. And I want to explore that, inject that. Like women are feminine, they're very vulnerable at times, but they are also very like strong. They're nonchalant, they don't care. Like you can break them down.
Yeah, love that. I totally love it.
Thank you.
For me personally, I normally don't like, really, except for like in flowers, like real life flowers. I normally don't like pink and orange, but when I see art like this, it's just beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I guess I kind of use color to bring a mood, right? Because they do that a lot in interior design, right? Like interior design, furniture design, decoration. It's like you want a space to feel like a mood, right? It's a serious mood, it's a lighthearted mood, it's a play mood, and I kind of try to use that color to help the viewers to identify the mood where they want to place the artwork in their frame, in their memory, or in their frame of reference, but also I want a viewer, when they see a color, with the artwork and the visual cues, you kind of like feel that, like this one, the pink one, you look at, just like very euphoric, very like girly, just you feel relaxed and you feel kind of optimistic looking at it, because something cool is about to happen because of the way she's dressed and the color that she is in.
Yeah,
I love that. I love how like right now you're inspiring us because you're brainstorming while talking with us, right? Like you literally just said, I'm thinking about doing this and doing that. Then you're saying something about like, well, maybe I want to do like some type of cosmic experience. I love that. So I'm not an artist, but I do a lot of video production, and so that is my art or my craft. And I know exactly what it's like where you're sitting there and it's just a blank canvas. For me, it's just a blank computer screen. And I'm like, okay, what am I gonna make? Pinkyhoot is coming on in like 1 hour. What do I do? Right? You know what I mean? But then like that's the part that I love about doing this type of stuff, is the brainstorming part, the imagining part, and maybe even taking in information or some type of inspiration from one of you guys after we're done doing this. Because then after that, and you can ask D, I'll literally start creating to like 1, 2 in the morning. I'll lose track of time because that's just something that's inspiring me that I have to make in my head.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine that you have something similar.
I have a list of ideas I keep on adding to them. And I don't know, how often you talk to artists, but like my mind is just all over the place all the time. I might be having a totally serious conversation, but something you said might have sparked something, and I was like,
Yes.
oh yeah, da, 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 da. I was like, okay, come back. So yeah, like the thinking out loud inspiration is, I think, a lot of times what artists get their ideas. And I'm also a believer that you can create in isolation. You should create in isolation, but you will never be truly creative and becoming better in isolation, because it's exact interaction, the random things you learn, the random things you discuss, and then it like sparks something in your head. And you're like, I need to explore that. So I have a long list of things that I explore, but I also realize I'm so ADD that the ideas I wrote from
I can
2
relate.
months ago, it's like, oh, that was old. And I used to be a shoe designer, so we worked like 16 to 18 months ahead of the market. So by the time my design hit the store, I'm like 2 seasons ahead. I'm already thinking about like what's happening 2 years from now. So I'm constantly in that frame of, and I'm trying to get better at it, constantly frame of looking for the new thing, looking for the next breakthrough, right? But as an artist, I also realized through this whole practice and experience that sometimes you really need to let an idea marinate, and as you're marinating it, new things will come in that could make this better. But it's like not a good idea to jump from one idea to another, because then you just kind of be mediocre at everything you do, right? So for this collection, I told my family, I told my friends, like, make sure I finish it. Like, make sure I don't just like stop at piece number 2. Be like, I had another idea I have to do. Like, make sure, like, threaten me, like lock me into whatever I need to do. Make sure I finish this whole collection I planned, so that I can move on to the next collection. And I think this is how you create that body of work that maybe a year, 2 years from now we talk again, I might have some big things I can talk about, but that will never happen if I don't have any artwork, right? And that's why I also caution artists about the amount of time they're spending on social media and spending on networking. While those are all important, those are all gonna make and break in some ways your career trajectory. However, those cannot be the thing that defined you. And that cannot be the thing that demands most amount of your time, because if you spend all the time engaging in GM and then 2 years now you have 5 pieces done, versus someone who spent half amount of time on social media but might have 20 pieces done. And asking a collector, like, which person are they gonna look to first, right? It's gonna be the artist with 20 pieces of artwork. It shows that artist can consistently produce. And then I think, and then we have a collector here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I also believe that they kind of like to see the progression of an artist from different points of life and how they have improved and how they have done. They're not gonna go to your social media feed, their Twitter, and see, oh yeah, how many things she posted or that person posted last year. So that's my belief, and I know it's hard to get out of that hole, but you kind of have to force yourself. I'm forcing myself.
Well, we have a collector. I would love to hear his take.
Yeah,
Yuri?
exactly. I'm taking notes here.
Yeah, no, I the one piece that I really liked, it's called Girl and Bunny 3. It's sold, I think, February of 2021. And I feel, just looking at some of your art, I would think that as a person that likes to make art, it'd be awesome to have some sort of coloring book that you just create the outside sketch, and I would be like, whoa, then we can play with the colors, right? That would be just such a wonderful gift, rather than, because I first, when I see it, I'm going like, wow, that's a pretty good choice of colors. And I was just thinking, like, if I was given an empty, just an outline, what colors would I choose? So it'd be just very interesting.
Funny you say that. So last year, that was my free gift for anybody who signed up to my email list. So maybe I'll put that back, and then maybe you can receive a copy of it.
Where's the piece? Where is the art piece? I'm trying to pull it up.
It's where did you see that, actually?
Is it on the collect part?
No, it's in the reviews part.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
I had to
Yeah,
go see
I think it's
what items were sold,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
what
that so I don't think that's up there anymore because it was sold, and that was one of my earliest collection of art. And it's so funny that you mentioned that because I literally just thought about last week that I want to revisit that whole collection because that whole collection was about um, a girl and her best friend, the bunny. They kind of are running away from the circus because
I love this.
the circus life is too crazy for them, right? So they're
that's
on their journey to kind of to find their own land or own their own piece of something, right? So along the way they kind of encounter different emotions and encounter different setbacks, so to speak. So I did 7 piece in that collection, and yeah. So yeah, it's funny. I was just thinking I should revisit that because that was oh, there you go.
And
yeah.
I love that your piece has a story to it. In Hawaii, we do a lot of storytelling. In fact, we're actually creating our own NFT project where it incorporates stories from our childhood as well as like what's going on in our real life. But I love the fact that each piece you have a story and it's extensive on that story. I love that. Beautiful.
Thank you. And then that collection kind of inspired the bunny collection. I also did a whole bunch of them because I was like,
cute.
wow, the bunny's so cute. And then I was like
Yeah.
imagining them in different like hats, and then that actually turned those bunny series I did actually end up being like I did a whole bunch of commissions for them because people love bunnies, I guess,
Yeah.
and then people love that style. So the commissions are not up there because they're for clients, but I did a whole series of like bunnies, and then I turned into zodiac animal because my friends are like, can I get a cow for a newborn? And I was like, what a great idea to give a newborn piece of art that represents them, because that's not something you're gonna throw away, right? So if you
Yeah.
want to give a person a gift that they'll keep forever, give a piece of authentic original art, because nobody will have the
Yes.
heart to throw
Mm-hmm.
something like that away. So yeah, I thought I was like, that was a like so yeah, I did a bunch of them for different clients. I should probably revisit that as well because there's
Your list is getting long.
I see exactly right. So that turned into that period of my life, and then I started doing a lot of Asian female kind of artwork, and that kind of led me to today me, right? Because um, this is like as I'm entering the NFT space, and I was actually working on a project, launching my own project, but I shut that down kind of 6 months or 8 months into it. That's when the market was crashing, bear was here, and I was like, I'm just gonna not put this on hold, and it's okay, right? But
Yeah.
but through all that, I kind of learned that like I'm educated in the U.S. I was trained in the U.S. and I didn't even realize this, but until I was in the NFT space doing all that project, doing my research, I realized like wow, not like I realized like wow, like why am I not drawing Asian female faces like myself? Because if I don't do it, then who else is gonna do it, right? And if representation and all that is important, and I do believe in that, then I need to be the example of it, right? So since then, I kind of started doing Asian female faces, and then I love doing it. That's kind of evolved into my PFP, the look and face we have, and yeah, now it's kind of what I'm discovering. My lights turned off. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. It happens. It happens.
Rediscovering yourself along the way.
Rediscover myself, my heritage, and my culture that I didn't think it was. I didn't realize it was that important to me until I really took a really closer look at it, and I realized, wow, this is important to me, and this is something that I want to share to share with the world, and yeah, so that's where we are. So like my more recent work, you'll kind of start seeing the more stylized Asian female faces, I guess. And they say stylized because I draw a cat eye on myself, so they all kind of have that dramatic cat eye, but also very
Beautiful.
feminine and slim. Yeah, this is my experimentation, experimentation period.
Yeah, I personally appreciate the snippets or videos that show that you're starting something and then you say, I think you like for the base layer or something, you pause it and you say, come back for the next video or something.
Ah!
So I like it because it kind of shows me the process it takes. Because a lot of times we just see artists and they just show the end product, and I have no idea what it took them, what they went through. Right? Were there
Yeah.
corrections? Did they change colors? Did the one color bleed into another color drastically?
Mhm.
It just is those kind of real, authentic deviations or uh, corrections, if you want to call it, something that really excite me from just a person that just likes art.
Yeah, I think that sentiment. I share that sentiment when I even for my well, I guess I'm coming from a slightly different place, but when I'm looking at reels, TikTok and whatnot, right? Like when I feel like artists during the beginning and end, and it's like, oh, that's a clickbait. But I'm not really learning anything about you, right? So I personally myself prefer that kind of video when the artists like I share the in between kind of what's the saying, kind of a open your kimono a little bit and I kind of see all the layers underneath. I myself enjoy that. So I'm glad to hear that a collector like yourself appreciates that. And I'm definitely going to do more of those for you.
Yeah, I'm not a big art collector, but I do appreciate people's work, and I do agree with the showing the process, how you
And
started. Because I am not creative at all. Like I can't even draw a straight line, but
But but I
but
think what people don't realize about us, D, and you can explain this, is we are surrounded by art every
mhm.
day.
Yeah.
So my dad is an artist, and I've been surrounded by artists my whole life, mainly from the Pacific Islander roots. So Hawaiian art, Tahitian art, Marquesas art, and my dad specializes specifically in Marquesas. So he does a lot of like art pieces, physical pieces made out of different types of like cow bone or coconut fiber
wow.
or wood or koa and all that stuff. Um, I can't share it here though. It's their own thing, right? But like, yeah. So we've been surrounded by art our whole life. Our whole house has art around it. I'll let D kind of explain a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We have art everywhere. Like literally throughout the house. Yeah, Dad's a very great, and he's really talented as well. Like he'll just think of something and he says it out loud, like what he's thinking to create. But for me, because I'm not, my brain doesn't work that way. I'm just like, that's great. I can't wait to see what it looks like after, because I don't have that vision like he does. And I feel like people who are artists are very creative and they have a vision, um, unlike other people who are not like artists. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, I hear people say that a lot, but I also truly believe that like everyone is creative in some ways, right? Like you might not be creative with art, but you might be with your hair, your makeup, it could be your shoes, the way you style your car, I don't know, but all that requires that part of your brain to tell you what looks good, what makes you feel good, right? So I think all that is. I think everybody has that. I read a book recently. The quote was so amazing. It was like it's a book by Rick Rubin, The Creative Way of Living. I might be paraphrasing the book title right now, but there's a quote in there that says like everybody's an artist. The difference is like for the artists that became artists are the people who kind of overcame the fear of sharing and being vulnerable. And once you overcome that, you you want to put what you do and create out there, and that's kind of when your journey truly begins. That's when you kind of starting to become an artist, whatever, right? And And there are tons of people who are very creative and have all that. And I see tons of my friends who are in that bucket, but they never got the confidence or the encouragement or the desire maybe to share those things and to go down that route, right? So and I think that's okay. Not everybody needs to be an artist, right? It's a torture experience, like I said from the very beginning. But yeah, I just want to share that because I hear that and I feel like everybody could be creative. They're just doing it in a different way, right? Like Renato was saying, he's doing video editing. I'm learning video editing right now, and it's like so hard. Like you said, I'm looking at the timeline and I'm literally like watching YouTube videos how to at the same time as I'm how to do it as I'm doing it. So in that moment, like there's really no creativity involved. I'm just learning. But I also noticed like the choices you make in when to cut it, when to put it together, like all that is creativity.
Yes.
You know, even when you put this show, like how you do introduction, how you do the flow, those didn't come with a book, right?
No.
That you didn't read
No.
on the manual, then you put your creativity into it.
Yeah. And you gotta figure out, like, you know, there's all stages to a show, like your intro, your outro, your talking points. Don't make it stale. Hopefully the guests don't run away. Hopefully the guest comes back. You know, there's all these little facets you have to deal with. And I think what you're trying to get at, and I'm going to give Dee an example, is Dee is a good cook. And that is art, because you need something to taste good in order for you to like it. And she actually has her own YouTube channel or YouTube called Dee Eats, where she goes through this type of process. So yeah, the idea of creativity, right, is pretty much you're an artist in itself.
That is so hard. I have so much admiration for people who can cook, because I cannot do it for the life of me. And you can ask my poor husband, who has to deal with it. But he's learning to take matter into his own hands. You know, like how many times can I burn pine nuts so that he say, I'm gonna roast it next time.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, there you go. So that's all that takes so much, you know, thinking and putting things together. So I guess what I'm trying to get at, as anything you do that requires putting multiple seemingly unrelated things together, that is 100% creativity.
Yeah,
100%.
I wanted to ask real quick, because you mentioned you have a kid. Does she do art with you, or
she's not? She's 5, so to get her sit and like for 5 minutes is a hard task. But she loves art. She loves seeing me paint, and I always try to make a point of show her, this is mommy's latest painting. What do you think? She's like, I love it.
Oh, so cute.
That's so cute.
Greatest supporter.
That's so cute.
Exactly. So cute. So I, you know, have all the art supplies for her. I bought tables next to my table. I think I signed her up for art classes. So yeah. And then I don't want to influence her unnecessarily, but you know, I asked her, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I read that for all parents out there, you really shouldn't ask a 5-year-old this question, because that kind of like putting preconceived notion in their head. But I asked her anyways, what do you want to be when you grow up? She said, I want to make pictures and sell them like you.
Awesome. Yep. She's already thinking of her goals.
She's already planting that seed in their head. But you know, I tell her, you can do whatever you want to do, and I'll just love you as just all the same.
Yeah.
Our daughter's the same way. She's into anime, so she's writing now literature. She's writing books. She's writing our new NFT project we're working on. We're doing a family NFT project that she's 10. And she's the artist behind the literature, the backstory of this NFT project, which is about our baby, because Dee's pregnant, our baby that's being born into this world.
That's so cool. I love it. It's a family affair.
A family affair, exactly. So it's fun.
She loves it. She just doodles, does her little like anime comic strips. And so she, in her room, she also has a bunch of like little notepads and sketchbooks. Some of them are empty and she just has it piled in her room. But, you know, every once in a while when I go flip through like random pages, I see little art. And I'm just like, she is so creative. So you know, you
Yeah.
gotta keep it, even though it's like stacks and stacks of them.
Yeah,
It's her art, and she's really good at it.
that's
So
amazing. I mean, isn't that amazing though, right? I also feel like we're very
Yeah.
fortunate, like in our place right now doing what we do, because like our kids kind of see like we're doing something that we love, and they kind of get that energy from you, and then they get like more passionate about what they do, and they, you know, sometimes they join in, or sometimes they get their own idea what their own passion is, right? And that was like another reason. So imagine if I was still at a job that I hated, I come home every day feeling like pissed off or down or just drained. Like I'm not really setting a great example for my kids in that, you know, because I imagine like, yeah, I don't want them to think that that's how life is, because it's
Yeah.
not. It doesn't have to be, I guess.
yeah, love that perspective, and love how you say that. We gotta try to be good role models for them, because they do watch what we do, even
It's
when we're like,
scary, isn't it?
like our
Super.
expressions, especially when we don't say anything. It's like they know our body language and our like facial expressions.
I
And they act
know.
deaf. They act deaf. They're not deaf. They know everything. They can hear everything a
They have
mile away.
selective hearing. They have
So
selective hearing.
This is true of the new baby too. The baby's listening.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so happy that maybe that you said that, because my natural instinct is, you know, I say something, but no response. I just say it louder, right? Still no response. I say it louder, they end up screaming. They're like, also like, I can hear you, mom.
Yeah. Acknowledge, please.
Yeah. Can you say something?
You know, I didn't hear you.
Like, I'm not trying to be crazy. You're making me.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, Lizzie, we've been at it for an hour and 16 minutes. We don't want to keep you too much. I think we're at the tail end of the program, where now we like to give you the mic now and ask us questions, and also promote yourself, and just kind of use this platform as a stage. And also, we want you to understand, going forward, since we've collaborated now, you're always welcome to come here, use this platform as a stage for whatever you want to get out there, whatever you want to promote. That's what the podcast was designed for. It's for the community to come and use it to help promote themselves, to better themselves within Web3. So if you need to do anything, reach out to D and I, and we will help promote you as best as possible.
Yeah.
I so appreciate that. So when I, you know, lock myself in a room, have my collection done, I'll definitely come back. And I really want to thank the Vivi team, really, and Sanjay for introducing me to the whole ecosystem, and then meeting you guys here. That's why, like, I sometimes when you meet somebody that you kind of just jive with, it just magic happens, right? If you just
Yes.
give it a chance and have an open mind. And, you know, important things, you got to have the open mind, because none of this will
course.
happen if you just say, nah, that's not for me. But yes, so I want to, you know, give everyone, give my VV team a shout out. And a little promotion wise, I do, so May was Asian Pacific Islander Celebration Month in the US. It's a handful, it's like a bunch of letters. In the US, so I did a piece, I think it's pinned on the top of my feet. And this piece is bonds. This piece, maybe go to my highlight.
Your highlights, got you.
My highlights, yeah. It might be
Okay.
there. Yeah. Scroll down. There it is. That piece you guys saw, yeah, it's that is my latest piece. It's a 10-piece limited edition, currently open for mint, I guess. I have some sold out artwork, but this is open for mint. This piece I created for an open call for hug. The piece is about everything I talked about, like everything I talked about for the past hour kind of culminated to this piece. And I really think this was like a defining piece for me, is when I want this piece is about like all the female artists, Asian females that I've talked to on my Twitter spaces, on my podcast, that the bonds that we have made, and how the feeling of when you meet someone who are kind of on the same path with you, kind of resonates and understands, like they understand that shares the triumph and understands the struggle, how wonderful that feeling is when you bond with somebody on that journey. So this piece is speaking to that feeling and the piece is called Bonds, because I've found been many, well, not many, but a good amount, because it can't be everybody, right? But for those people I do connect with that and found a connection and bond that just changed so many things for me personally on so many levels. So that's what this piece is about. I would really appreciate it if anybody wants to take a look and see if that is something that you resonate with. And then the other announcements, I am working on a collection that's going to be 5 pieces of physical watercolor with a digital twin, but we just brainstormed that it might not be a twin. The digital might be a dynamic version, and I'm going to release that this year. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, I will be back when that is launched.
Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah. And I really want to, thank you guys for bringing me on. And I was wondering, like, how long have you guys been doing this? And what kind of audience or guests you've had the most? Because you say you don't really talk to artists very often.
Well, she doesn't. So technically, we talk to one every day. So I'll let Dee go first.
How long we've been? So we've kind of started in this space through Vivi, and that's how we met a lot of different people around the world, and we met them in Anaheim in 2022, or some of the Vivi people in 2022, and then we just liked talking with them, and so we kind of wanted to continue, and so we decided let's just try doing a podcast or like a channel to like talk to these people even more, like continue the conversation. And so our channel, we actually started doing interviews with just strictly VV people, doing interviews with them, recorded interviews. And then just last year on someone's birthday, we started our first live stream to see, how how that would work out. And we got, people tuned in to like come up on the panel, like how you guys are right now, to like talk with us. And people showed up in the chat, so we're like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. Like people are actually interacting with us, and we do like to interview people. But I think when you do like a live stream, people show up and you have more engagement. People in the chats are asking questions and they're giving you feedback, whether to what you're talking about or the person that we have as a special guest. And just making and building more connections that way. And there are other people that do artwork in VB that we've talked to before, but we like to expand our horizons and just talk to anyone and everyone that wants to come up and conversate with us. Guri has been on a few times.
We're like a show about the people. Someone asked us, in fact, we had another NFT project on last week, and they kind of asked us like, well, what's your show really about? It's like, well, it's really a show about you guys. It's a show about the community, to where we wanted to focus mainly on everyone in the community, specifically the Web3 2.5 community and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And since this is kind of like what we like to do day to day, where we like to talk story, this was just something that was very natural for us to do. Sorry, I didn't want to butt in there with Dee, but just to kind of fill that in as well, Dee.
Yeah, no, you're good. But that's kind of how we started and how this channel came to be, and we have had so many people come and support us. And And I think that's all it really takes is, the one person to start supporting you and like come back over and over and spread the word to other people, and just, yeah, everyone mingling and interacting, connecting throughout the world. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, basically, like, you guys don't even know where this could go and will go, right? But you have started and you're having fun, and we're laughing on a Friday evening. So I think that's
Yeah.
kind of enough.
And to kind of like answer your question on who's been on the podcast, we've had all sorts of community members like Guru. We've had collectors. We've actually had artists on the podcast. So we've had Kid Arcade, who is an artist. He's actually in the chat right now. He's on the. We've had him before. We've had Shawnee Poo right here. He's another artist. And then we've also had Kay Collections. I think you know her.
Yeah, I think you know Casey.
Yeah, she's also been on the podcast as well. We've had CEOs. We've had mechanics. We pretty much will bring anybody on that's in our community just to kind of talk story with them. Like I said, we were a show about. I like to say that we're like Seinfeld. We were really a show about nothing in the beginning, and then we became a show about the people. You know what I mean?
Oh, Ronnie.
What's that?
Ronnie too. He's an artist. Ronnie Lido.
Oh yeah, and Roddy Lido. Yeah. So we've had artists, we've had CEOs. We're mainly trying to focus on the people here in Web3. We want to promote whoever's in here, because I go back to exactly what I said in the beginning. Our whole job here is to promote this space, because if this space gets promoted, then we all get uplifted into this space. But another thing that Dee and I are trying to do is, since we're from Hawaii, there's this thing called the Aloha Spirit. And I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii or if you've experienced the Aloha Spirit. I know Guri has. He's been here a few times. But what that really means is it's a sense of camaraderie, a sense of upliftingness. It's a sense of family. And we've really felt that Web3 was missing this Aloha Spirit. So our biggest thing throughout this space, and you'll see us now throughout X, is we try to perpetuate the Aloha Spirit into everybody. We try to empower anybody that wants to try to do this to come up. I'm a person that doesn't like to take pictures or be on camera, but I'm here with you guys talking about your art, talking and getting to know you better. I'm here networking, and I want everyone down in the comments to understand that you can do this. You can come up. You can have your 2020 moment and either become an artist or make music, or make a podcast or write a blog. We've had people come on our podcast that now write blogs for Go Collect or started their own YouTube channels. And so that is our big thing here. And I hope we answered your question.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think there's definitely, at least when I came in Web3, there was, it was a bull market. And then when it started to downturn, you just feel like there's the energy. There's just a lot of bad energy in this space, and I think that was a bummer for everybody, right? It was a bummer for people who are here for a reason, and it was a kind of bummer for people who are just like here for the party, because it's all bad, right? But yeah, I totally agree that there needs to be more of these spaces to promote and talk about really the little people on the ground, right? Because we know, like, the big dogs, the people with tons of followings, they will be fine. It's like the little people that needs help. So I appreciate that you're kind of shining light on the foot soldier, so to speak, in the Web3 space. And I want to share that I've been doing some research lately that at least for the art sector of the Web3, the NFTs, is actually one of the fastest growing medium in the whole art world. Like the traditional art market is a pretty established business. There's, billions, hundreds of billions of money in there. But the digital art, the NFT market is becoming the fastest growing sector of art. And because, a lot of millennials like myself are in that space, and they like digital art because, like Guru was saying, you have all the, like physical art is great. You can hang them up, but once you have too many, they just end up in a corner of your storage or whatever, right? So I always encourage artists to kind of juggle both worlds, because you want your physical art there, but you also want your digital art in somebody's wallet, because those connections, like what we talked about, is kind of what makes it makes an art journey complete. Like the artist is not artist if there's no collectors, right? Then it's like a hobby in some way. And I shouldn't say that, actually. I take that back, because I think all artists are art, they make art. But if you want to be a profession, if you want to be a career, then those connections are the most important in some ways.
Yeah, true. I think we
Yes.
all need each other. It's like
Yes.
a circle,
Yeah.
yeah. We all need
Yes.
each other in one way or another.
That's
Yeah.
it. Just that connection, that human connection that just kind of binds us all together. It doesn't matter what type of person you are. Doesn't matter if basically we agree or disagree. Having that connection, I think, is very special. And
Yeah.
so I hope we were able to make that connection with you today.
You guys definitely did, and I loved our chat, our laughing, and I agree with the. I think she said that this format kind of end up being like, a live thing, because of people engaging, coming out and talking, and then we all see each other's faces. Now it's like, oh, you guys are real. You're not just some scammer out there trying to
Yeah.
scam my wallet key or something, right? So I think all that is wonderful. And I think in the end, I kind of lost my train of thought, but
It's okay. It gets very long-winded here. Like I said, we're very Portuguese.
I was gonna say, I think all that engagement is so fun, because we kind of realize we're kind of in and out. Like, as we spend more time on social media, like a lot of us out there are feeling more lonely. They're lonelier than ever, because you're just behind the screen consuming content, but have no way of get it out of you besides leaving a comment, right? And then we don't want to encourage trolling out there, because I do agree that sometimes that is a way for somebody might be going through something to express whatever they have, right? And then it comes out in that format. So yeah, when we have these conversations, when I talk to you, when the audience comments, and there's these engagement connection, I think it just makes everybody's life slightly better. So today, like Fridays, for everybody who are here, if they learn something, if they like heard something that resonated with them, it's like their Friday just got a little bit better.
Yes,
Let's
I agree.
go.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Well, Pinky, we've had you on for like almost an hour and a half.
I
We
know,
are
let's
about
stop
to.
talking now.
No.
No.
We can keep going. That's the thing about us. We can keep going, but we are going to run our giveaway for our audience that's been waiting in our chat. We have 120 people watching us right now, so let's go. But before we start that, you are welcome to hang out. We're not kicking you off. You can stay as long as you want. I just wanted to present this to you. This is one of our badges into our Discord, as well as it's a comic book club, but it really is just another social area for you to hang out within our audience of our podcast. And so, but you can't get into our Discord without this badge. So we are going to airdrop you this badge. And then this is also from one of the artists that is in our community that made this for our podcast. And this is a rendition of myself, Dee, and our daughter as one of our favorite superheroes from DC. And so this piece will also get you into our monthly giveaways every month in our Discord. So we're going to airdrop 2 of these to you. And thank you once again for coming onto the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then that's pretty much it. And we're
Okay.
also going to do some... I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dee.
Sorry, could you also one more thing? Can you also share my screen, because that's
Absolutely.
another way if people miss or don't use Twitter or X, you can also find the recordings on Pinky's Spotify.
Yeah,
So check
it's
that
also
out.
on Apple,
And Apple.
Apple and Spotify. Yes.
Very cool.
Awesome. Subscribing tonight. Everybody subscribe right now. And also want to give a shout out to somebody. It's their birthday today. So big shout out to Digital Vibes right here. Everybody, please go spam him, because he has no idea that we're wishing him a happy birthday. So go and spam the crap out of him right now. Happy birthday, Vibes. So if you guys could do that right now for me, that'd be great. But Pinky, so we're just going to hang out and give away some stuff to the audience. You're welcome to chill with us if you want. Guri, stay here as well. In fact, in the chat, if you could just enter hashtag Aloha Friday, you can enter the giveaways. And everyone, thank you for joining in. We're going to run these giveaways in just a second for you guys. And then also for our pass holders, we actually have a mint going on right now. If you guys want to get in early on the experiences that we offer on the podcast and to get into our Discord, this is one way to do it. You don't have to if you don't want to. We're just going to say this once. And then also whoever bought a pass early, you are automatically entered into a secret blind box that we're doing for you guys at this very moment. And I think you guys are going to be happy with some of the prizes that we're going to be giving to you folks tonight. Anything you want to add to this, Dee?
Good luck, everyone. And I also wanted to give a shout out to the biggest bro. It's his 5th wedding anniversary.
Oh, let's go, big bro.
Big bro. Enjoy
Happy
your night.
anniversary. Yes. What are you doing here, man? Get out of here.
Yeah, he's just coming by to say hey, and then he's leaving.
Congratulations, man.
Before he gets busted.
I have a question regarding this pass.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a mint number to this pass?
Yes. So right now, what happened, Guri, is someone tried to scam the original pass that I shared on Twitter. So I got rid of that. I destroyed that collection. I reminted with a different pass. And so what you're seeing here is not the actual pass. It's the preview of it. And so if one of you scammers try to scam me, you're screwed, because this is not the actual piece that you're going to get. And so when it gets revealed next week, you will have a mint number. But if you want to know what mint number you have, just look at your token ID.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go look at it.
Yeah, and so your token ID will match also your hat that comes with this. So, Pinky, you're probably wondering what this is. This is a pass that allows our early subscribers to get airdropped a physical and digital hat. So there's digital involved with this. This also gives them monthly utility every single month in our podcast experiences. As well as they get entered into a raffle, and they didn't know, but they also got a secret giveaway going for them today. So why don't you pull that wheel up for them, Dee?
Okay. Let me present.
And this is where the what do you say? The artistry comes into play right here, because guys, we are going to be doing a blind box for you guys, and we're going to do it right now. All right. Okay,
So
guys.
I got the wheel.
Are we ready? I got you on the wheel right here. Okay. So how this works is, guys, it's just a surprise raffle right here for one lucky winner who bought a pass early. Dee has every single pass holder on this wheel right now. And Dee, why don't you spin it? Get some luck over here, you guys. Get some juju luck right now. One of you guys is going to walk away with something really cool. And we appreciate everyone for supporting us. Spin that wheel, Dee.
Hold on. The gnat is back. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna hold on. This is not supposed to be in here.
Oh.
Okay. So there's 16 people that have the passes. Should I read them out or just spin it?
Spin it.
Okay.
It's all from OpenSea, so it's all accurate.
Okay, so I'm
good luck, everybody.
Okay, good luck. Here we go. Good luck to you.
Who is gonna get it? No way.
Kenobi.
Let's go. All right. Spin it one more time. Spin it one more time.
Sorry. Okay, one more time. So I remove him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Spinning. Dun, 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 dun.
No way.
We got Superstar Joe.
All right, guys.
Superstar has the Joe. What is it called?
The Juju.
The Juju.
All right. So you guys know what that means. And so Pinkyhoot, what this means is we have created our own unboxing experience. Rather than show them what they've won, they get to at least have a little experience before they see what they win. So we are going to get this going for you guys right now. Give me just a second to get the prize ready here for Kenobi, and then we're gonna do it one more time for Superstar Joe. That's not it right there. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, you guys. Here we go for the first blind box of the night. Good luck, and this is what you win, Kenobi. Big congratulations, Kenobi. You've won a Grail Crypt toy. I don't know if you have a Grail Crypt toy, but this is Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I thought it was very fitting for you.
That is awesome.
So big congratulations to you. I have your wallet address, so we will send that to you. And that is mint number 630. But we got one more. We have one more for Superstar Joe, you guys. Let's go for Superstar Joe right now. Congratulations, Joe. You've won this Hulk #1 facsimile.
Wow.
It's a facsimile now, guys. Now, as Kenobi likes to say, don't hate on facsimiles because you can't own these books anymore. And the only way you can actually get them is the facsimile. So this is actually the craft edition. And go and look. They're pretty comparable in price in terms of the crypt toy I just gave away and this book. So, Joe, we're going to mail this out to you when we mail out your hat, because you're getting a hat. So we'll do it all at one time. So big congratulations to Joe, and also big congratulations to, where is it? Is this one right here. And for Kenobi for winning this Grail Obi-Wan Kenobi. So there you guys go right there. But we're not done. We got one more giveaway to give away, and that's to our audience right now. So let me get that ready. Dee, why don't you kind of close out the show while I get everything ready for them?
I just want to say hi. I don't know. Just hello.
Hey, cute.
Like,
Love it.
She's
strangers.
like, she's coming to get me so I can put her to sleep.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
got you.
So I'm so
Yeah.
sorry I gotta step out slightly earlier.
No.
But she's
No.
been waiting patiently. So
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for
thank
waiting
you
patiently.
guys. Yeah, thank
Any
you
final
so-
words? Any final words for the audience before you go?
I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. Great energy. I had so much fun today. And your unboxing experience is awesome. Did you
Thank
do that,
you.
Ronaldo? Because
I did.
I'm definitely taking those. That's awesome.
Anytime you need help, I am here to help the community. I'm a DM away. I'll help you whatever you need.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pinky, for
All right.
coming.
Thank
you
Have
for
a good
coming.
night.
Continue.
Right.
Continue.
All right. Have a good Friday.
Bye.
Me too.
All right, guys. And then we have one more right here. So we're going to be giving away this Predator to somebody in the chat.
Can I enter for
And-
that one?
We're going to give away this Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is a common now to someone in the chat right here. We're going to go with the Tropic Hunter first, which is an NFT that I created. Oz, are you in here? And
Where's
then we're going to
Oz?
give
Where's
away
Oz?
this Obi-Wan Kenobi to somebody in the chats. So, and right here at the bottom, have a good night, Pinky Hoot, and thank you again for coming and hanging
thank
out with
you,
us.
Pinky.
Let's go. Love it.
Awesome.
All right. So first things first, because we have to get out of our skin here, because production value means everything to me, guys. That was our blind box experience, guys. I hope you guys liked it. Okay, there we go.
Love the
All right.
video. Love the unboxing video.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. All right. So for the audience watching, this is this is the first prize, and this is the second right here. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Guri.
Yeah, Guri.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
this is so much
I'm
fun.
glad you got to talk to her.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, she was super cool to hang out with, and I was glad that you came on to give your perspective as an artist. Yeah, it was a really wonderful show, and I hope the audience watching enjoyed it as well. All 131 of you guys watching. But let's get this giveaway to you guys right now. Like I said again, this is your first prize, and this is your second prize right here. Let's go, everybody. I am going to stop my screen and get the YouTubery thing going here. Give me just a second here. Last chance, everyone, to enter hashtag Aloha Friday.
Did you enter,
Aloha.
Guri?
I think I did, but I'm good.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Here we go. Let me get everything set up here.
30 entries.
All right, everybody.
Nice.
1,
Ready
2,
to
3. Let's go. Who's got the juju tonight?
Good luck.
Good luck. Gus, let's go.
Nice.
Sorry, Guri. I had to mute you.
No. Just mistimed. I did not know there was a video coming.
It's okay. All good. All good.
Congrats.
I thought I was surprised, but big congratulations to Gus. He has won the Predator, but we have one more, guys. One more time for the one more time. Let's go.
Hello. Dun, 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 dun.
Richard!
Ricardo! That one
right.
is common Obi-Wan.
Yeah, let me show them what they've won.
Nice.
Let me get that out of here. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh, I'm like
StreamYard does some weird stuff sometimes. I don't know why it does that, you guys. But here, let me show them what they've won. So, Gus, you have won this Tropic Hunter right here, which is a Neon Paradise Project NFT. Big congratulations to you, as well as Richard, who's won this common Obi-Wan Kenobi, along with also Kenobi winning the Grail Kenobi right here. And then Joe winning the Hulk facsimile right here, which is the craft edition right there. Big congratulations to everybody who has won tonight. And guys, we also will be dropping the link to the Discord, so all you pass holders will have access to the Discord before the public comes in, because we're getting close to monetization. I think we're like 13 subscribers away. So everything is already ready for you folks. The badges are ready. I've got giveaways already set up in that Discord ready for you folks. I want you guys to give us your feedback when you get in there. Let us know what works and what doesn't work. We want to try to keep that Discord not so cluttered, but at the same time give you guys some type of like constructive area to kind of hang out. So
yeah, and also let us know if things don't make sense, because we try to explain like you know what you need to do in order to like win stuff or enter things, but we didn't want to make like a whole novel of just explaining it. So whatever is in there, like Hinano said, when you go check it out, please let us know if it makes sense to you, if it's too long, too short, or yeah, just let us know how we can improve it and make it a really good Discord. Yeah, that's all.
yeah, I think that's it. Let's just do our closing remarks and we're gonna get out of here. Guri, my friend, thank you for coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
The floor is yours, my friend. Closing words.
No, I just love this. I think the chance to meet artists is just and have a one-on-one conversation, or you just listen to them, is just amazing, because a lot of times you just see their artwork, painting, or NFTs, and we don't really get to associate with them
Yeah.
unless we go to Decon and they're at the booth and we get a chance to get like 2 minutes of their time. Um, so it all really comes down to events like this, and so I appreciate what you guys have done today. And I encourage everybody to go and look at her Etsy store. There's some stuff that's for $5, $8.50.
Yes.
You know, if you can spare $5, $8.50, buy those stickers, right? Buy whatever card that she's selling.
Let's get her on Vivi. I know Vivi's watching, or somebody from Vivi's watching.
Oh, I thought that that's how we got to know her, right? Is she not coming on BB or something?
So this is how I met her. I went on O'Malley's Space when they did the Black Pink drop, and I believe it was Lisa that dropped that day. But anyways, they ran a giveaway, and so I bought the piece, and then I went outside because at 5 something in the morning, guys, is when we have to do the VV drops here. So when I think it was O'Malley that was announcing the giveaway, I think Mr. MC1 was in there, but it was Pinkyhoot and Miss Gecko that were the judges. And so what you had to do was you had to take a picture of the specific Black Pink girl in AR. So I ran outside at 5 something in the morning in my pajamas, and the moon was still out. And I took a picture of that actual Black Pink girl holding the moon in her hand.
Wow.
And I won. I won some ETH from Mr. MC1, actually. So, by the way, thank you guys, because that went right back into the channel, by the way, MC1. So anything that we win just comes right back in for you guys, which was, it's what helps with these giveaways. So, but that's how I met her, and we were collaborating in the DMs, and I said, we would love to get you on. And I think D kind of took the reins from that and got her on, because D's the one that kind of like scouts everyone to come on the podcast.
Thank you for doing the work. And
No problem.
So, one more small request for people that are listening. Today at midnight is when the VV ends. The nomination for which nonprofit they'll donate the 2.5% for the flower bomber art piece. So if you can go in and spend a minute, it's a spreadsheet. I think it's a Google Doc. You don't have to even enter 3 names. You can just enter 1 and bail. So do that. Let's get that 2.5% to a worthy cause. And there's so many to choose from. So I feel that it's whoever gets it is great, but how many ever don't, that's sad. But it's a good start. And I also want to send a message to Vivi. If we can put a quarter gem or 0.10 gem for every transaction towards a nonprofit, might be flip-flopping every month, or 12 nonprofits a year. They get a tenth or a quarter of a gem for each transaction. That would be wonderful, right? But that's it. Okay, so that's my spiel. Thank you.
No, I want to jump on that. I love what Vivi's doing right here, and you're right. There's so much good resources out there to help, right? I mean, I just got a bunch of stuff in my mind, right? Just being in Hawaii and the things that's happened here, right? But I think you're 100% right. I love what they're doing with this. I'm bummed we can't go for the drop here in the US, but that's okay. I plan on searching the aftermarket, but I love what they're doing with this. You want to add anything to this, Steve?
No, I just agree with you guys. It's great that they're doing it for, a good cause. And I think we should do more if we're able to, just to, support everybody however we can. So, yeah, I agree with you guys.
Thank you.
Any support, whether small, whatever the size it is, every ounce of whatever anyone can give is always good and welcomed and appreciated by whoever's receiving that support.
Let's go, D. Close out the show.
Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thanks once again to Pinky for, her time, for being here and sharing with us her journey in getting started and continuing her journey with her art and her projects and whatever else she's cooking up. We'll stay tuned for that when she wants to share it. Appreciate everyone that's tuned in to be part of this and get to know her more. Thank you, Guri, for your time as well to come on. Always congratulations to all the people that won something. Thank you once again for all the people who continue to support us. Whether you buy a pass, you show up for the shows, you leave a comment, you leave an emoji, or you retweet anything. We always appreciate whatever and anything that you guys do. So I appreciate every one of you. I hope everyone has a great weekend. It's Friday. I mean, everyone's enjoying their weekend already in the future. So, yeah, everyone take care. And thank you all for being here.
Take care, everyone.
Nando.
Until the next time, aloha.
Bye.
You are the heart of this family. You are the stones that built our home.